Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dwayne, the Flies Nerd you know, and this is the Movie Dungeon. And today we're going to be talking about X-Men '97, Season 2, Episode 5. So let's get on into it. Well, starting off, I do like the dynamic that Wolverine has with this team that he put together. Even though my predictions were wrong, I do prefer this lineup anyway. I know at least 3 members of this team, including Morph, Sabretooth, and Lady Deathstrike. The others, the other 2, Maverick and Kane, don't know shit about. Maybe that's just my problem, but I gotta brushing up on that. But by the time this episode ends, doesn't even matter. Wolverine does tell this team that Weapon X has a lab conducting illegal experiments again, and since they all have some type of history with this Weapon X program, it was more acceptable for them to say yes when Wolverine came and knocking and asking. But he really doesn't tell them why he's truly there, but that's gonna come on out. This episode was really fast paced. As soon as they hit the ground, the ball was rolling. A guy gets killed from the crash. We see weird infected animals. They had to fight a mutated looking polar bear. Man, Sabretooth badass made easy work of this damn polar bear. Just moving right along though. Once inside, they do see that a lot of shit had looked like they went down. They see a whole bunch of dead bodies, but none of them was this guy they were looking for. His name was Dr. Cornelius. He's a scientist that worked on a little Weapon X program that ruined this team's life and pretty much everybody else's life that he experimented on. But moments later, they do find Dr. Cornelius, but he's not himself at least. An alien bug-like thing bust out of him like it was wearing Dr. Cornelius's skin. Totally amazing. Love the VFX on that. The gore in this, or semi-gore in this, pretty good for a little Disney Plus show. Especially for the old X-Men '97. Love what they're doing with it. Love what they're doing it. Let's keep moving on along. We got our first cameo from Morph in this form of the Thing from Fantastic Four. Can't love Morph, he gives us our cameo, so let's keep racking them up with him. The group just decides to split up. Morph going with Sabretooth Tiger and Lady Deathstrike, and Wolverine going with Maverick. I don't know how I feel about them splitting up. That's a real bad decision, but they are mutants, got power, so they could defend themselves, but hey, what it is, what it is. But moving right along, Morph and his group find out what really happened. They put on a little video that the little scientist had, which is a lot more cameos on these DVD drives and stuff. The Winter Soldiers, another Weapon X program. You just see a whole bunch of other people's names, which is pretty cool. It's what they always do, Marvel. Thank you. So pretty much they find a tape that was designated to the experiment with these aliens, and pretty much these aliens are just trying to find the perfect host, and the humans are trying to find the perfect thing to help their experiments not remember who they really were in their past, because that seems to be the problem, especially with like Logan and all everybody. They end up remembering who they are, remembering their human instinct or their morality part, and they're not controllable no more. But these aliens being like a bug hive mind, the drones of these aliens don't think for themselves, so they're trying to extract that, put it into the new Weapon X people, and boom, bada bing, more problems. Morph group does try to find Maverick and Wolverine when they stumble across Omega Red. My nigga, that's my dude right there. Excuse my language. He's in some type of cryo sleep when Maverick comes out running. Scariest version of Wolverine I ever seen comes chasing after all of them. He makes easy work stabbing Maverick, killing him off. Once he fights the group off a little bit, once they have a little breathing time, Sabretooth, I like calling him Sabretooth, just the way his name is, Sabretooth. But yeah, Sabretooth does realize what Wolverine really wants, which is his adamantium back. He wants his claws. I do love that the show showed that Sabretooth is really close to Wolverine through and through throughout their battles, to the point he knows what Wolverine's here for. He's peeping them. You know, they're the same, and I love it. I need an episode dedicated to them both. Give me them two fighting throughout the whole episode, trying to get one up on each other, hunting each other, even using weapons. Give it to me, please. Please, Marvel. But moving right along. I think this show was really good. You know, towards the end, Morph does come up with a plan to save Wolverine, and also to get the adamantium back. But from out of nowhere, this episode just went bananas. Straight gold. Just nothing but fight and brutality. Like I said, the gore went up on this. It was an amazing fight. I need more Omega Red. Give me Omega Red. Now, a lot more. That dude goes ape shit in his entire time he's on screen. And I need him to fight at least a group of the X-Men, or just Wolverine one-on-one. You know, hell, throw him in there with Sabretooth and Wolverine, and throw them all together, get it cracking. I need that. But Wolverine does get his adamantium back, and the group does escape and flee. Overall, this episode was pretty good, and I will give it an 8.5. You know, it's a good 8.5. I loved everything about it, mostly Omega Red scenes. I love that Morph turned into a lot of people. I didn't really name them, but he turned into Spider-Man. He turned into the samurai from Wolverine's past, from Japan. You know, I did really enjoy those cameos. You know, one thing I noticed, when Morph turns into these other people and uses their weapons, they're kind of sharp, but they're not deadly. I didn't know when he also turns into Deadpool. When he turns into Deadpool, takes his little swords off, it cuts something. I'm like, I thought that was like, you just mimic what they look like. I didn't know you can take appendages off and things that are really not a part of their body. It's cartoon. That's just me, but I love it nonetheless. We got those people. So, but I do have predictions. None of them are spoilers because clearly I ain't ever right. But one thing though, when Morph was fighting off the aliens, when he was with the group of Sabretooth and Lady Deathstrike, he gets attacked by one of them, and then he's saved by them nonetheless. And Lady Deathstrike asks, you know, are you infected? And he's like, nah. But immediately he knows the plan of what the aliens want, which is a better host. In which in Wolverine, that would be the better host, before they find him all turned and alienified. I'm like, I think Morph is infected, to be honest. I think he's infected. And I think just like how this whole episode gave me John Carpenter's the Thing vibe, and I felt like the whole premise of that alien was he wants to get out, he wants to get to the rest of the world. And I felt like just like this episode, the alien was isolated and somewhere cold, wants to get out to the rest of the world, infect everybody. I think Morph is infected. And because that Wolverine now has his adamantium back, the alien bugs can't really fuck with him. So pretty much they're going to hop onto Morph and go find somebody better. But that's all I have today. This is the Movie Dungeon. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you like what we do here. Please give us suggestions on more videos we could do. My name is Dwayne, the Flyest Nerd you know. Peace.